Scorpio, how are you? Let's do a reading for your current energy, shall we? As always, please take what works, leave what doesn't. We all know who we are in the story. Now, I sure appreciate each and every one of you. I really, really do. And if you appreciate what I do here, help me out and hit that like button. Blink right there. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. It really makes a difference to my channel. And I'd love to see my channel continue to grow. So that's how you can help me make that happen. All right, let's see what's going on for all of my Scorpios. Grateful, thankful for the messages for Scorpio. So listen, we start out with the Fool reversed. All right, don't do anything impulsively this week. All right, and when I see this is just a short energy period, right? This is saying don't jump the gun, don't do something that you're going to regret later on. This could be anything, like from you deciding that all of a sudden you're going to take off and go on a trip that you really can't afford, or your car isn't ready to take you there, or it could be something like, you know, you doing something like changing your hair color and then all of a sudden regretting it. I mean, it's one of these energies. Do not be impulsive. Really think about it before you start anything new. All right, so that's what I've got for the first message for my Scorpios out there. But let's see what else is going on. So it's crossed by the Seven of Wands here, all right? So if somebody is pressuring you to do something that you don't want to do, I mean, you know, just kind of stand up for yourself, all right? Because when we have the Seven of Wands, you know, you're in a position of advantage, you know? And like I said, don't do anything impulsively. Just because somebody says, hey, I've got this great idea, let's invest all of our money into, you know, worms and see whether or not we can double and triple our money back. You know, don't do it, all right? Just don't do it. I feel like, you know, you've got to defend yourself. You know, especially if somebody is trying to get you to do something you don't want to do. And I say that because what's above you is this King of Swords reverse. Now, this guy, you know, he knows a lot. I mean, he's smart, knows what he's talking about. This could be a lawyer. This could be a professor. This could be somebody who is very, very adept at their profession. But the fact that he comes in upside down, you know, kind of tells me that what his intentions are more for his benefit, not for you. He knows enough that he knows how to dodge bullets and knows how to get away with things. And I feel like if he's trying to get you to do something, it's not because it's for your greatest good, it's for him. And again, we have the sneaking around energy of the Seven of Swords coming in reversed at the root of what's going on. So when I see the Seven of Swords coming in like this, you know, you got to trust your intuition. If you think this guy is trying to get you to do something that you don't really want to do, listen to your intuition, all right? Because you've got the upper hand here. Don't be forced into anything that you don't want to do this week, all right? So watch those impulsive kind of actions, whether it's from you or someone else. Now, in the recent past, we do have you coming in as the Empress. Some of you may be dealing with motherhood, all right? We got this card of the Empress, always talks about motherhood. Doesn't always have to. But I feel like, you know, in the recent past, maybe some of you found out that you were pregnant. You know, and maybe, you know, this is one of these issues that you're not really sure whether or not you really want to be pregnant. And I say that because we've got the Death card here and we have this King of Swords. Maybe you want to have this baby and they don't want to have this baby. It's that kind of an energy that I'm feeling, you know. It's just like you coming up upright makes me feel like you would love to have this kid. But whether or not, you know, this person, this King of Swords, wants to have it with you could be another issue. So the issue of being pregnant, motherhood, or maybe you just know this going on with someone else. You know, but I feel as if, you know, you have to stand up for what you want, all right? If you are pregnant and you want to keep this child, then you're the one that needs to go after that, you know, and not listen to what somebody else wants to do. You know, that's on them, not on you. You know, you are in control of your body. And I do feel like some of you Scorpios may be dealing with this week. You know, it just could come up in maybe even conversations. You may not actually be pregnant, but maybe that's a thought that, oh my God, I would love to, you know, meet someone, get married and have a child. But the issue of motherhood, I think, is a bone of contention between you and this person. And it could, you know, be some fighting around that. Because if we hold these two cards together, this knight is facing this Death card. As far as like, you know, I want this to happen. I don't want this to happen. I want this to happen. I don't want, do you get what I'm saying? I just feel as if, you know, you need to know what it is you really want. All right. Do not be, you know, kind of on the fence. You know, this is a very important situation. This is important, you know, conversation. And if one person, you know, doesn't want to be a part of, you know, the birth of a child, you know, then they don't need to be, right? You can do this. You got the strength, you got the courage, you know what you can do. All right, but I just feel like, you know, this could be a conversation for some Scorpios. And I know not all you Scorpios out there are in that place where you might be wanting to have kids or are pregnant, or maybe you don't, you're way past all of that. But this can also indicate, you know, something that you are really wanting to bring into reality, you know, such as a job, a business, a project. All right, so it's not always all about kids. All right, but I feel like, you know, you need to take the time to really, you know, see whether you want to fight for something, you want to believe this person. I wouldn't believe them. Like I said, I feel like this King of Swords, you know, everything that they're saying to you is for them, not for you. You know, it's like almost somebody telling you what you want. You know, well, of course you don't want to have this kid. Of course you don't want to work here. Of course you don't want to start that. You never wanted to do that. Where did you get this crazy idea? It's almost as if I feel like somebody is trying to tell you what you think. Don't listen to that, all right? Listen to what you need to really tune into. So, you know, I think you know that this is a situation that isn't going to turn out well. All right, we've got the six of Wands here coming in reverse. So it's not like, I think you know that you know what you want to do, and it's not going to go well because this person isn't going to like what you are going to say or the direction that you want to go in. And you're not willing to just do anything for anyone, right? Stay in your power, Scorpio. You're a really powerful sign, you know, and you're one of these that truly understands the nature of intuition and that of other people. You know, so don't second guess what it is that's going on, and don't let somebody try to get into your head, because that's what I'm feeling like. This person wants to tell you, but you never wanted that, but you never said that, but you always said this, and you know, and it could be totally false. So don't let somebody get into your head and tell you how you're thinking. All right, very strong message for you this week, because here at the bottom of the deck we have the Nine of Wands. You know, you have been around the block. You know, you are not somebody to just kind of fall into place because someone says that. Here you are being very, very guarded at what it is that they are saying. And again, the message to me for you, Scorpio, and this is just in general, do not let somebody tell you how you are thinking. All right, just don't let that happen. Here at the end of what's going on for you is the Four of Swords. All right, and with the Four of Swords, this is you really needing to kind of process and digest everything, because you've been through a lot, all right? And this king may have put you through a lot, because when we reach the point of the Four of Swords, we just need to recover, because you just don't want to get hurt again. And you've been through so much that, again, you don't want to get hurt in this whole situation. So I feel like your message this week truly is, Scorpio, do not let anybody tell you how you're thinking. You know how you're thinking. You know what you want. You know what you believe. You know what you feel. And nobody can tell that, you know, to you. Only you can tune into you, and only you are in your head. All right, so this week, please don't let anybody try to get you to do something you don't want to do. All right, so that's what I've got for you, Scorpio. Please hit that like button. I will see you all at another reading. Until then, be well, take care of yourselves, and just know who you are. All right, Scorpio, I'll see you all later. Bye now.